877-212-0-A. We got to go to Patrice, the go-to guy, of course. Hey, Patrice, how are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, man.
Mr. Patrice O'Neill, hello.
I'm sure
I
you've seen...
haven't talked to Anthony in such a long time, man.
I know.
Every time I'm in, you're out doing something wrong.
Yeah, I was out for MLK. You came in.
Of course you were.
Yeah.
And
I was out celebrating the man's achievements. Come on.
I started taking it personal. I just didn't think you wanted to talk to anybody black anymore, ever.
Of course he was.
And now
here.
we talk again, and it's just some ridiculous thing. And but I've been listening to y'all like a little, like most of the morning. I mean, I got nothing to add, man, for real. I mean, it's just, it's so many different levels that I don't even think should be approached. I think we're smarter than the levels that we're approaching. I think the monkey thing, I agree with Norton, because I think he knew. See, the first instinct is, nah, white people ain't stupid enough to make a monkey president, monkey shot joke.
Right.
So it has to be some deeper thing he's trying to do, but I think his deepness, he was counting on being just a smarmy cornball, and he was going to use his deepness, because I know white people ain't stupid enough to do that. But I think, personally, here's the problem. It's just like men with women right now. It's so bad to be a feminist. I mean, not a feminist, but a misogynist. And it's so bad to be a racist right now that white people are policing themselves.
Yep.
And I don't think white people know how to police themselves when it comes to race. And also, it's another thing of power corrupts. So if you got the group who was being oppressed now really in charge, it's the Asian thing too, where Asians, as soon as people start paying attention to Asians and making, pulling the corner of your eyes apart, Asian jokes are now like terrible. Asians go, ooh, people are listening to us. So they get a little carried away, and then the people who are supposed to police themselves don't know how. So I think a lot of times white people sit around and wait to try to figure out how they're supposed to react to this, even if it's racist. I don't think they know how to react.
For years, white people didn't have to worry about offending anybody or anything. We just, as the white man went around and told all the jokes, said whatever we wanted. And like you said, now this self-policing, it's like they're running around with chickens without heads.
But also I have to pretend that I have to listen to white people have a plight. Like that's one of the things that is hard for me to listen to. And this is why, Anthony, you're a white leader, and you don't know it. It's the same reason that Al Sharpton's a white leader. I mean, a black leader, sorry. Is that there's a lot of people who cannot articulate their emotions into words or thoughts. Yeah. And you speak for a lot of white guys and white women who don't know how to turn how they feel into what they think. And Sharpton does that for a lot of black people. He turns what we might think, because innately black people just don't like white people. And a lot of times he might know how to articulate what I'm supposed to do as a black person who doesn't know how to be angry with my mind as opposed to my gut.
Right.
He's the guy. And when you get into your thing, you are letting white people know how to think. So that's why you get a lot of people who call in. I heard a few like, yeah, Anthony, I'm going to say what you said, but I'm really not going to have anything much else because I didn't think past that. So I'm going to wait for you to say something else too so I can articulate how I feel.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
I like the fact that you're comparing Anthony to Al Sharpton. You don't know how happy that's making me.
I'm infuriated by it.
But that he knows how to take emotion and articulate it, stay emotional, but also be intelligent about how he feels. A lot of people aren't able to do that.
I'll let you know on a little secret, Patrice. When I'm speaking like that and I take a little time, a little gap in my speech, that right there is nothing but hardcore horridness running through my head, and I'm trying to figure out how to put it out of my mouth in a way that won't get me fired.
Absolutely. And the thing that's getting you fired is self-white policing. It's the same thing as a guy, if I do a show and a guy goes, that was inappropriate. And I tell a guy, the word inappropriate is meant for vaginas to say. Men recreate inappropriateness. So when a guy tries to police madness, he sounds stupid, and he's a liar. So when white people start policing whiteness, they're liars. They don't know how to police whiteness. So just stay out of the game. Just go. All the guy got to do is go, look, I knew it was a little racial, but I didn't know. So don't fire me, but just tell me what the rules are. Because I think a lot of us don't even know what the rules should be. Al Sharpton doesn't know what the rules should be. The reason he's becoming irrelevant is because he's screaming the same thing as fire.
Fire this guy. Boycott, fire, boycott, fire.
Can we get all right, we get it now. That's the same song. But what's firing gonna do? It's just like it's a system that, like, the editor is the guy who let that go through. It's the same thing again with the lying. It's the thing why I don't give a damn about Alex Rodriguez, but I'm on his side. Because the other liars. It's like going after people in the 80s who did coke. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we know everybody was sticking themselves in the booty. Now, why are you on him? You liars.
Yeah.
Stop lying. And black people too. Just stop lying. We need to come forward and go, look, let's be honest, white people. You guys are 1,000,000. This is our chance to abuse you. We're just trying to enjoy this abuse.
1,000,000.
I love white people shaking in their boots. I love the fact, look, as an intelligent person, you know that the black president cannot do black things. We cannot have white slaves. We can't do things that the vengeful black God is able to help us. We're not going to be able to do it. But the idea of white people nervous, it really makes me happy. But again, like I said before, I'm irrelevant. And I think anybody our age talking about this is because it's like I'm like the Independence Day aliens when they ask the dudes, like, listen, can we have peace? And it's like, no peace.
No.
No peace.
What do you want?
For you to die.
To kill you, for you to die.
We're just irrelevant in this world. Right now, like Norton said, college kids, they are learning how to live in a world of lying. And they don't know how to function by being honest, so they live in this awful world of lying. And another thing is this. Everybody on this show, everybody who's associated with this show, Nick, Colin, you, everybody grew up as an A-crowd person. And there's only 3 ways to be an A-crowd person when I grew up. That's to be beautiful, strong, or funny. And right now, for some reason, C-crowd, D-crowd, and B-crowd people get to have a life in the realm of satire and political cartoons and the internet. This guy who drew that thing, political cartoon satirists are corny. They shouldn't be talked about. That cartoon at its best was corny.
Yeah.
And we're talking about them, about a dying art, which is newspapers. Now everybody's buying the Post today. It's a bigger thing, and I think we're, like, all the stuff you talked about, it's been an hour and a half. You're giving it way too much than what it is, because it really isn't as big as intelligent people make it. That's what it is, where it's intelligent people abusing people who aren't smart.
You know what though? The phones are lit.
Yeah.
That whenever we get into a discussion like this, and something happens on the news like this, the phone's just lit. People, for some reason, love the opportunity to discuss race, racism, the races.
But when, though, Anthony?
Yeah, but not.
They enjoy it when they can be. This is why I said we're a crowd. They enjoy it when there's nothing on the line. They are a person behind the phone, behind a blog.
Yep.
But for real, you got to give Al Sharpton credit. When somebody is putting a plunger in somebody's place where they ain't supposed to do it, he's in your face. You're in the face of Al. and somebody else is in the face of Jimmy, at least that's when honesty is a big thing. But right now, it's going to be people on the phone who are going to go somewhere in the bathroom and say what they think for 2 seconds and then go back to work. But honesty starts with you, phonies. Phonies and dishonest people get too much credit.
I don't know. I see it like I was talking to Jimmy earlier. I don't see it like it's just white people being phonies and being scared. The intimidation.
Not just white people, everybody who allows anyone to bully them in a dishonest way. The fact is, no one challenges Asians to the fact that for years I got to pull the corner of my eyes apart to make fun of them.
Right.
Now I can't.
Okay.
Not because it's not funny no more, but because I just can't.
Yep.
So now we're just in a world of people who can't do what they really want to do. That's the thing about dishonesty, is don't pretend that you don't want to do it and don't think it's that way. Just say, look, I can't do it because I'm going to get fired. I'd rather deal with that from a white person than the white people I deal with, which is, what, who, me? I've never said, look, I say to everybody all the time, my closest friends are racist. All you guys are racial, not racist, but racial, and some are racist. I mean you, Anthony.
Of course.
So, but I'm the same way,
yeah.
and I think we all love each other because we can keep that resentment from building in a real way, in a real place.
I think we have more common ground than a lot of other people.
And it's like I always
thinking the same thing.
It's like I always say about race. There's no issue between the races that can't be fixed with a smile.
All right, let's let Patrice go. Patrice, thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Patrice.
Bye, sweetie.
You got anything going on that you need plugged, though? He's gone? All right. We'll get him next time. Sarah in Jersey. We're going to move on. We do have a chimp owner update.
Oh, good.
We're going to move on to some other things happening in the world, but first, before the break...
She admitting that it teabbagged her?
Oh, God.
Well,
the Post is playing it up like a love story.
They're
like
hinting.
a love story.
Post is hinting that it might have been a little...
Bestiality. They're hinting at bestiality, and not very subtly.
Right. Sarah, what do you got?